Find yourself into a comfortable position. Uncrossing your hands, uncrossing your feet, closing your eyes and taking in 5 deep breaths. And with each breath taken in, feeling your shoulders feeling more and more relaxed, feeling more and more centered, and feeling yourself being more grounded and present for this guided meditation. Imagine within your mind's eye having a large silver plate, and on this silver plate emptying whatever it is that's been occupying your mind's eye. Give yourself the permission that whatever you've been holding on to, either from today, from the past week, the past month, the past years, or many years, whatever it may be, whether it's from the family, work, stress, finances, whatever a person's been habitually thinking about, and whatever it is that's not serving a person, give yourself the permission with placing it onto this silver plate. And when you're ready, watching the silver plate rising higher and higher into the vastness of the universe until you no longer see it. Imagine yourself walking through your garden, sensing and feeling the sun's warmth in your skin, and smelling the fragrance of the flowers and trees throughout your garden. Towards the edge of your garden, walking up the set of stairs, up to the door, guarding your own private island. In the doorway, there's a key. Taking this key and unlocking this door, stepping into your private island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. This is your home away from home. This is your private sanctuary, and no one's allowed here without your expressed consent or without your expressed permission. I'd like you to invoke and invite your doorkeeper, your guardian angel, as this is one of your 5 guides that is assigned, that is volunteered, being part of your life. And this guide is assigned with keeping you protected throughout the day and throughout the night. Thanking this guide with keeping you protected. I'd like for you to take a few moments here on your island and reflect with what's being mentioned here. Nikola Tesla mentioned in a summary of this that if you like to have an awareness with what's going on with the universe, you have to think of in terms of the energies associated with the frequency, energy, or the vibrations. And these are the keys that unlock the universe. Most of humanity, all of humanity, in one way or another, is stuck with the vibrations from 1 to 9, including with the vibration 0, with the different energy attached to it. And for those that have the master numbers of the 11, the 22, the 33, or the 44, or for those in the new consciousness with the 10, 20, 30, 40, or higher vibrations, this simply amplifies the energy involved with this. I'd like for you to invoke and invite your younger self, your young inner child, and giving your younger inner child both a hug and a kiss, and thanking your inner child for being here for today. As you gaze into the eyes of this inner child, behind those eyes, what do you see? When you ask this inner child, is this inner child happy? Or behind those eyes, what is it that your inner child's been burning or screaming, either with saying, acknowledging? Is this inner child happy or angry? Or has this inner child been forgotten? I'd like you to give this inner child both a hug and a kiss, And I'd like you to contemplate with the vibrations from 1 to 9, with whatever resonates, and giving yourself the permission that whatever it is that's no longer serving you with it, giving yourself the permission with releasing it, whatever the chords are, whatever the files, whatever the feelings are, and you're going to place these feelings into the field with peace, compassion, universal love, and grace. For the vibration 1, at any time if someone's feeling stuck, stagnant, or dealing with the pride or the ego and having a tough time, and especially if they have no self-confidence, this is where they can kiss their leadership goodbye. Vibration number 2. Relationships are a difficult thing to deal with, and most of humanity struggles with this, as this is a tough vibration. For many people, they wear their heart on their sleeve, but it doesn't mean that people get to walk on all over them. And if a person does not have a clear set of boundaries or a clear set of limits, or the ability to say no to others, this is where they can get walked on all over, either as a doormat or as a victim for other people. Vibration number 3. Normally, this type of a vibration, person is meant to be the life of the party. If this is not the case, behind that smiling face, deep down inside, if they're not expressing themselves properly, and if they keep burying or if they're not expressing their own emotions, at one point they're going to run into an experience they're not going to want to see or experience. And if a person is not properly expressing properly, where on earth is this energy going to go? For anybody with the vibration 3, whether they're born on the 3rd day or on the 3rd month, say for the month of March, or in the days of a 12 vibration, also considered as a master number, which 12 is equal to 3. For days on the 21st is a 3 vibration. It's important with what is it that you're having a tough time expressing? What is it deep down inside on your chest or inside of your chest you wished you had the ability to tell somebody off? Or whatever you've been stomaching or holding on to all this time. And if there was an argument or a dispute and you wished you had the guts to tell somebody off, and instead 2 or 3 hours later after the conversation, you wind up beating yourself up for something that wasn't expressed properly. Vibration number 4. Vibration number 4, for anyone that's having a tough time or with the experience of growing up, whether there was a lack of stability, a lack of finances, or moving around all over the place. And for the big feeling with this is either the feeling of self-doubt, and more importantly is the feeling of loneliness. As if the person doesn't have a tough time, especially if the person has a tough time expressing, and they're not dealing with their loneliness, and if they're contradicting their thoughts with whatever they're asking or praying for from the universe, it's not going to happen. Vibration number 5. For those that are born either in May or on the 5th, they're going to need their freedom here. And whatever a person does too much of or not enough of, and they're going to need their freedom, especially from any negativity, freedom from the family, freedom from the culture, freedom from their unnecessary responsibilities. Vibration number 6. Vibration number 6 is dealing with personal responsibility, good health, and family. With a person being overly responsible for everybody else and not taking care of themselves, this is going to be a big problem with this. And whoever gave them the feeling with growing up, with somebody in the family, with making that person feeling guilty. And when a person feels guilty and they feel stuck with it, and they feel obliged with assisting everybody else, and they negate themselves, or if they're having a tough time forgiving their past, they're not going to go anywhere with this. Vibration number 7 is how much trust does a person have? How much trust do they have in themselves, with the universe? And who gave them their toughest experience growing up, where unfortunately the trust was broken? Vibration number 8. Vibration number 8 is with any of the cords, files, or feelings associated either with the abuse of power, abuse of the karma, and as great as it is on the positive side, with either being recognized, achieving one's own recognition with it, it's most important that a person's got to be in their own power with this. And if they're not in their own power with this, and especially if they're in the back seat with this, it's going to be painful. So for anyone born in August or born on the 8th, or any numbers that add up to the 8 vibration, there's going to be a lot of karma here to clean up. And it's to gain back the power. Even if there's a tiny feeling or inherited feeling from a past lifetime, this feeling requires being addressed. Vibration number 9. Whatever it is, before a person can assist humanity in a bigger way, they have to address whatever's gone on in their initial life. For anyone that has the 9 vibration, there's a reminder that the soul's been here many lifetimes stuck with the same issue, and the soul's adamant with having everything cleared out. So whatever it is that a person's having a tough time forgiving, with either feeling mad, angry, or sad, this has to come out. The vibration 0, although it's not technically there's a vibration, what's more important with this is how well does a person handle either with the fear of the unknown, the feeling of nervousness, or walking into the void with it. As the 0 represents a lot of hidden gifts and gifts within inside of a person. And especially if someone's born on the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th, that are loaded with gifts on the inside, it's most important that they're able to walk into the unknown and trusting within themselves and being supported fully with the universe and with their soul. Whatever resonates here, I'd like you to invoke and invite your master guide and guides here from the light, acknowledging and thanking your guides for being here. Even say if you're not able to see your guides, simply acknowledging them and thanking them for being here. Ask your guides to assist you with your younger self, with assisting you with all the cords, all the files, and all the feelings, and whatever the emotions are, and asking them to assist you with whatever you've been holding on to, and having it placed into the field with peace, compassion, universal love, and grace. You're going to set the intention with any and all these cords, files, and feelings that are stemming in from childhood, back from the parents, the family, the culture, and the religion, and from the ancestry, whatever it is that's no longer serving you. Ask you guides to assist you with having any and all these cords, files, and feelings being collectively placed into the field with peace, compassion, universal love, and grace. I'd like you to take in 5 deep breaths, please. And with each breath taken in, holding it, and with the purifying exhale, I'd like you to breathe it all out. I'd like you to take a moment there and to reflect with your younger inner self, your younger inner child, and ask your inner child to assist you with whatever's been going on here. Thanking your guides for assisting you with releasing and cutting all of the cords and any of the soul agreements throughout this meditation. With your palms faced upwards, you're going to be open with receiving and being showered with a pillar of silver light from your soul. And with God's grace, you're going to be showered with a pillar of golden light from God's source creator. And allow yourself of being showered in an avalanche of the golden light and the silver light from God, source, and with your soul. Allow yourself of being showered with this avalanche of the divine light. With your palms faced upwards, being open with receiving and embodying the positive energies. With your palms faced upwards, embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, being embodied with self-confidence. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, being embodied with quality relationships. Being embodied with harmony and being harmonious with others, and having the cooperation and the diplomacy with others. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, being open with expressing and speaking and communicating your own truth. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, being embodied with the stability, either mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, embodying freedom, embodying the creativity, embodying the freedom not only for yourself, but for the freedom and for the extension of your own soul. Vibration number 6. Embodied with the divine energy and divine frequency, being embodied with good health, being embodied with feeling personally responsible and being responsible and taking the ownership, the accountability, and the personal ownership in properly embodying it. Vibration number 7. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, embodied being trust. Trust within yourself and with the universe. Vibration number 8. Vibration number 8, embodied being happy, being embodied with being with the money, the recognition, and embodying feeling acknowledged and being embodied with one's own power. Vibration number 9 is embodying with having as much closed up for today as possible. Setting the intention with whatever it is that no longer serves you, having it cleansed and cleared out, and having a full closure with it. Embodied with the divine energy and the divine frequency, being open with receiving the divine gifts from one's soul, and equally with God's grace, with being open with receiving God's blessings, saying or stating, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a few moments here and allow yourself of being showered in an avalanche of the golden light and with the silver light, and allow whatever the soul entanglements are that are no longer serving you being washed away, and embodying the positive new uplifting energies. With your palms faced upwards, being open with receiving God's uplifting energy, God's love, God's joy, and God's peace. I'd like you to give your inner child both a hug and a kiss, and thanking your inner child for assisting you throughout this meditation for today. Giving your inner child both a hug and a kiss, and what word or what promise can you give to your inner child? With what actions can you do to assist your inner child moving forward? And what can your inner child do to you with your inner child assisting you moving forward with your own life? What word or what promise can you make with yourself and with your soul with making this happen. Thanking the inner child for today. Thanking your guides and all those here from the light. Thanking God, Source Creator, and thanking your soul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Saying goodbye to everyone and walking back to the door, guarding your island. Thanking your guardian angel with keeping you protected throughout the day and throughout the night. Taking out your key and unlocking the door. Stepping out from the island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. Walking back down the set of stairs, back into your garden. And throughout your garden, picking up a flower or two. And when you're ready, gently moving your hands, moving your feet, opening your eyes, taking in 1 or 2 deep breaths, and welcome back. At any time, please do not listen to this recording if you're driving. I should have mentioned that from the beginning. If you're feeling tired, take a nap, have a glass of water, and thank you for watching, and welcome to Emotional Soul Healing.